It's a great pleasure for me to be with you once again, dear viewers of Burundi National TV. It's a time for English News Edition. On the presentation alongside I, Evariste Nyonguru, without further delaying, these are headlines. This 25 August 2025, in all corners of the country took place the elections of Hill or neighborhood councillors. Within this news broadcast, we are going to take you through different provinces, especially where the high officials participated in this civic duty, to see how this activity was carried out. The head coach of the national football team Inhamba Murugamba unveiled this Monday the list of 24 players selected to face Ivory Coast and the Gambia during the 4 upcoming matches scheduled for the month of September. These were headlines. Welcome now in details. As I was saying so far in top stories, the head of state, Evariste Ndayishimiye, cast his vote on Musama Hill, his birthplace located in Gitega Commune. After voting, he addressed the citizens, highlighting the significance of the Hill Council elections, emphasizing that these representatives are the closest to the people, emphasizing that they will help them to achieve the development of Burundi in 2040 by as an emerging country and 2060 as a developed one. Erisi Orekamkama details.
Here we are at Musama Hill in Kabanga sector in the new enlarged commune of Gitega. This Monday, the population arrived from early morning at the fundamental school of Musama, where was the polling station. The aim was to elect the new sector's chiefs. The head of state Evariste Ndayishimiye with the First Lady Angéline Ndayishimiye went to vote there. In an interview with the press, Burundi head of state Evariste Ndayishimiye said that the new elected chiefs have to get more involved in the conflict adjustment locally at the sector's level. He took that opportunity to criticize the politicians' behaviors toward elections. He mentioned that they just care about their own interest, the reason why they didn't attend massively to that elections, whereas it is more important for the population. At the fundamental school of Musamba, 1,865 voters were expected to attend the elections.
Yes, the Speaker of the National Assembly, General, the Vice President, of the Republic of Burundi, Prosper Bazombanza, also took part in the Hill level elections, casting his vote in the Mwalo commune, specifically on Gikizi Hill. After voting, he emphasized the importance of these elections as they aim to elect representatives tasked with mobilizing the population to engage in development activities for the well-being of households and the nation at large.
Et s'organiser pour
The National Assembly also cast its vote this Monday to elect Hill Council of his native Hill Ruvumu, located in the Matongo Commune, Butanyerera Province. Following the election, the Right Honorable Gerard Daniel Ndabidabe stated that this election reflects the strength of the people. We keep on our news broadcast. The first Vice Speaker of the National Assembly, also Fabrice Nkurunziza, voted at Bugiga Secondary School, located in the village of Bugiga, Rutana Commune in the Burunga Province. Marius Muhigwe.
The first Vice Speaker of the National Assembly, Fabrice Nkurunziza, voted at Bugiga voting place. The vote began on time and the population has responded to this appointment. The first Vice Speaker of the National Assembly participated to these elections at his hometown. Those elected are called upon to always serve the population, and the first Vice Speaker of the National Assembly said he voted at the village for the chiefs in order to support them for the well implementation of their agenda, especially as the eye of the government at Bugiga village. He called on them to be near the population and implement governmental actions in order to develop local communities and implement the government vision, Burundi, an emerging country, by 2040 and a developed one by 2060.
The second Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly as well is calling on those who will be elected to take the lead in implementing the country's vision while urging citizens to support them in their efforts. These remarks were made by second Deputy of the National Assembly, Busesi Ngezimana, after casting her vote to elect the local leaders on Inhanda Hill, located in the province of Buhumuza. Details. It was at Kayongozi Primary School Pouring Center located on Nhanda Hill, Kayongozi Zone, Rwigi Commune in Buhumuza Province that the second Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly exercised her civic duty by voting for Hill councillors. Upon her arrival around 8:30 a.m., the polling center was already open and the population was queuing to vote. Following this act, the second Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Busesia Ngezimana, said that this election is of great importance as those elected to be responsible for implementing the country's vision. She also urged the population to actively engage in development work in line with the national development agenda. Residents of Ngozi Commune have taken part in the elections of local leaders on Muremela neighborhood, Burundi. Ombudsman Emelo Hantine Kanyana cast the ballot at the polling station located in St. Bernadette Basic School. She called on newly elected leaders to serve first and foremost their communities to foster peace and security, promote sustainable development and grassroots level. Christine Kimana.
Residents of Muremera Hill, located in Ngozi Commune, early in the morning cast their ballots for the Chief of Hill and his advisors. The names of 8 candidates, including 4 men and 4 women, were posted. Burundi Ombudsman Aimé Laurentine Kanyana, a native of Ngozi Commune, cast her ballot at the polling station located at the basic school St. Bernadette. She called on the future leaders to serve the community without favoritism and promote peace and development within their communities. Voters met on ground expressed their satisfaction to elect their leaders who will respond to the needs of all citizens, regardless political bias or ethnic background, and who will work toward inclusive development. More than 5,000 voters were expected at the polling station located at the basic school St. Bernadette.
In Bujumbura City, the neighborhood level elections are taking place calmly and peacefully. However, the National Television of Burundi has noted a low turnout of voters. Edisoro come once again.
Kinama, Maravya and Chalama sectors, elections started with a delay just at 6:30 a.m. That delay was due to the preparation of the polling station, the election tours, and the identity card verification of the candidate mandators. Before the beginning of the ballot, members of the bureau started by showing the empty boxes for more transparency. At Kinama 2 Fundamental School, also known as Ave Maria, 9 polling stations have been settled with 4,210 voters registered and 14 candidates. At Kota to 7, elections started slowly, and at Kinama 2 Fundamental School in Charamakota, 7 polling stations were set for 3,358 voters registered and 12 candidates. At Jabikota in Mukaza Commune, elections started at 5:45 with 11 polling stations and 11 candidates. At Esta School, also known as Atene Primaire, 11 polling stations have been settled for 6 candidates. At 8 o'clock a.m., people were still coming one by one. And at Gasekebuye, Musaga Zone, the polling station were 29 for 12 candidates. At 8:30, the participation was still weak. At Rumuri, at Nyakabiga Kota, Jean de Public Fundamental School, 6 polling stations were opened for 9 candidates. At 9 o'clock, people were still coming. You may note that it was obvious that the voters were informed on the voting process, a good sign of sensation.
As I said, so fun top stories in sports. The head of coach of the national team of football in Hamba Murugamba unveiled this Monday the list of 24 players selected to face Ivory Coast and the Gambia during the 4 upcoming matches scheduled for the month of September. Details. During a press conference held via video conference, the head coach of Burundi's national football team, Patrick Mayani Sangwa, announced that a preliminary squad of 24 players has already been selected. These players were chosen based on their performances with their respective clubs, as well as in consideration of maintaining balance within the team. He further stated that a clear framework was established to ensure a more effective selection process. Players who are currently without a club were not considered, and those who have listened to join new clubs were deliberately left out to allow them time to integrate and continue training. Coach Patrick Mayani emphasized that in order for Burundi to qualify for the upcoming FIFA World Cup, the Inhamba Murugamba must win their next 4 matches. Among these fixtures, Burundi will face Ivory Coast and the Gambia. The national coach confirmed that the match against Ivory Coast is scheduled for October 5 in Abidjan, while the game against the Gambia will take place on October 9 in Nairobi, Kenya. It's worth noting that the next FIFA World Cup will be hosted in 2026 by the 3 countries, the United States of America, Canada, and Mexico. Until here, we have nothing more, but we thank you for being with us. Bye-bye.